to be honest, I've seen some persons that are in their 20s and they look like they're in their 40s or late 30s, and I'm saying like, wow, you do a hair transplant and it knocks about 10 years off of you.
I think it's like, what do they call it, a glow up. You know, it's like you're going from an average looking person to suddenly, you know, you're actually attractive. But obviously other things can help: gym, good diet, looking after yourself, dressing well. But that all comes into play once you feel good about yourself. You know, if you don't feel good about yourself, you're not going to look at, there's going to be other aspects of your life you let dip. And you know, that's kind of me, to be honest.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of Join Insights Unfiltered, and you know who it is. It's your boy Big G, and today we're gonna have a guest with us, and we're gonna talk about something a lot of men experience but don't always talk about openly, and that is hair loss and confidence. Our guest has gone through a hair transplant himself, so we're gonna get into his personal journey, what made him do it, the procedure, the recovery, the costs, the confidence, and whether he thinks it's actually worth it. So stick around, folks, because you don't want to miss this, especially the men. If you're thinking about doing the hair transplant, if you're having doubts, we have the guy right here who's gonna let you know everything. Jose, nice to have you on the podcast, mate.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here. I'm excited to share this story and this journey.
Yeah, cheers, man. No, that's good. So tell me, when did you first notice that your hair was thinning?
Probably around 5 years ago now, around 2021.
Okay.
I mean, my hair's always been quite thin, even in my 20s, but it really became noticeable around 2021. When I shaved it really short, and I could notice it massively at the front. Obviously, when you've got a fringe, it hides a lot of it. Once I cut all that away, I was like, wow, a lot of it's gone.
I started to notice my hair was thinning around like the age of like 18.
Okay.
I was like, that's crazy, because my father, he never noticed it until he was about like his hair started to thin around late 40s.
Okay.
So I was really surprised that from around 18, like people could literally tell that my hair was thinning. So that was a bummer for me.
It is when you start to discover it, that's when it starts to get real.
I think the thing about it as well, like you discovering it, but then people noticing it, that's when it gets really.
We'll definitely go into that. Especially when people started noticing it.
So how do you think? How be honest? How did it make you feel about your hair thinning?
When I discovered it thinning.
Yeah, when you discovered.
Well, I'd always been told as like it was almost like a joke from like my dad and family and stuff, because my dad obviously had thin hair. One day this is going to happen to you. You're going to be like this. Right. And I was like, nah, it's not going to happen to me, because when you're young, and especially as I have darker hair, it didn't look super thick, but it didn't look thin. I could grow out a fringe and it would look fine. And when you discover that it's starting to happen, it's a mixture of, I don't know,
emotions.
Yeah, a mixture of emotions. Obviously, age is catching up. I suppose that's the first thing. Age is catching up. But at first, I didn't really think much. I just kind of accepted it.
Fair enough. Me as well. Yeah. Like when people started to notice it, as I said, I thought it was like probably it would give me some years. But then coming down into age, it started to go rapidly.
That's the thing. Once it starts, it almost accelerates super fast, and you think, wow.
But did it like bother you straight away? Did you gradually become like more conscious of it?
I mean, I struggled to style my hair anyway, even when it was longer, because it was thin.
Right.
Because I would watch a movie, or I'd see someone with a really cool hairstyle, and I'd be like, I want that. So next time I go to the barbers, I'd be like, I'll try and get that. And they would do the best they could, and it would look all right. But when I would, go home and try it myself, I could never get it the way I wanted it. And I think that,
that.
And as I was losing it more, I stopped using hair products because I just felt it was a waste of time.
Okay. Do you think like the hair products contributed to it in any way?
That's a possibility, but I think a massive part was hereditary, like passed down through from father and my granddad, because they're both suffered hair loss in their 30s.
For me, I used to have waves, so not being able to do that. I know they said the having waves contribute to your crown, thinning out. But
did you ever feel like your crown bothered you, or did you feel that the front bothered you more?
I felt like the crown bothered me more, because when you're younger, you do all sort of stuff with your hair trying to get hairstyle. So what actually, I think I put something in my hair that was expired, and then my crown started to thin out, and then after that it was just, as I said, downhill from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I think my hair started to thin very early. That was when I was in high school anyway, so.
And that's crazy young, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a lot faster than me, like in school.
At what point do you think you are actually going to do something about it?
Well, it would have been after one of my trips to the barber. He put black fibre in my hair, which, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically a little I don't really know how to describe it. It's like little black particles you spray into your hair. It just makes your hair look a lot more thicker and fuller. So I'd never used it before. So my barber, he used this for the first time, and it just straightened up my hairline and made it look thicker. So it didn't really bring it down or do anything. It just made it look thicker. And I remember a massive hit of confidence walking out there for the first time. I was like, I've not seen my hair look like that in probably 10 years. Over that. And I was like, wow. And I remember getting back home, taking photos, like selfies of myself, because I was like, wow. So first thing I did, I wanted to go out and buy some of that stuff myself.
So you were trimming your own hair, innit? Or sometimes?
I wasn't trimming my own hair.
But you just used I
was using the black fibre, which...
The black fibre.
Yeah, which just gives the illusion it's thicker. Obviously, once you wash your hair, it all comes out. But that's what led me to then go on and get a transplant, because I wanted something that was more permanent.
Fair enough. For me, I think I tried different hair products just to see. You see, I went back on the hair products in it, but just to see if it would help me, stop the thinning, like from the rate it was going at. But I wasn't seeing much improvement at all. But family-wise, how did your family and friends influence your decision?
Not very much at all, to be honest, because I didn't actually tell them before I got the transplant.
So it was a surprise to them?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of revealed it maybe about a month afterwards, because I don't live close to my mum. We had arranged a meet up, and I was like, well, she's obviously going to notice something's up, because I'm always going to be wearing a hat, or when it comes off.
Fair.
So I thought, well, so I told her, and she was like, she was curious, if you know what I mean. She didn't. We've never really had a proper chat whether she thought like I needed it or not, but she was happy if it made me happy. And same my dad. My dad. Maybe I think if he was my age, if he had that option, he might have done it. But I don't think it bothered him as much as it bothered me, especially.
Not to cut you off. Go ahead.
I don't know, especially this day and age.
Yeah, but I generally believe, like, if men and women, because a lot of women do it as well, if they had that option to do a hair transplant, they would. But when you're in your 50s and your 60s and you're married, you're not, those things are not priorities in your life.
No, of course not. No, when you're in your 30s still, because that's when they recommend you get it done, ideally 30s. In your 30s, because you can recognise the pattern of your hair more, or what's happening to it.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to see it just go completely. Or let it carry on the way it was going.
Because I think they said when it goes completely, it makes it harder, innit?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you leave it too late, you won't be able to do as many, if any, transplants, because obviously they have to take it back from the back of your head, which we'll jump into at some point.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a very, very it's a procedure you should do between your 30s and maybe early 40s.
Okay. So I know you said you didn't tell your family. So what did they think about it when you actually revealed to them that you went through that procedure?
Well, the first thing I showed my mum was the post-transplant photos where my head just had little holes in it. So she was like, the first thing they ask is, does it hurt? Which, it doesn't, because obviously they inject you with anesthesia and stuff.
Okay. Also, you're asleep when you're doing it.
You're not asleep. You can sleep if you want to, but no, you're not asleep. They just inject. It's like, like when you go to the dentist and they give you an injection, everything goes numb.
Right. Okay.
It's the same thing with your head. They just pump you full of injections.
Oh, because I heard from previous people that went, they said that they fell asleep.
Yeah, you can do
instantly after getting that
anesthesia. Yeah. I mean, you can do. They did say, like, if you want to put some headphones in, feel free, because it's a long procedure. It takes about, it depends how many hairs you have transplanted, but mine took about 8 hours.
So did they do it in one go, or they had to do it in sets?
Mine was in one day, but we did stop for lunch.
Oh, okay. Were you able to eat?
Yeah, no, I was so excited.
Did you feel like your head was leaning on one side?
You mean like Mega Mine, where it's a giant head? Yeah. No, to be honest, I was so excited on the day. Because I'd finally got to that point. The build up of thinking what it'd be like to have hair again, to now getting to the point where I'm having this operation.
Okay.
I was completely, I was completely buzzing about it.
One question I forgot to ask you before, but did you tell anyone at all that you was going to do it?
Yeah, of course. So I spoke to friends about it at work, and I'd mentioned that. They know. I think they probably got sick and tired of me saying it, because it's such a big thing, and then I'd mentioned it. I don't think they thought I was serious about it until I'd actually started planning it and booking the trip and stuff.
Did any one of them try to talk you out of it?
No one tried to talk me out of it, but people with full heads of hair.
It's always them,
Yeah, first thing they say is like, you should just embrace it and go bold.
Get
I'm like,
out of here, man.
Yeah. I'm like, it's easy for you to say that when you've got these thick, luscious locks hanging off your head.
Exactly.
And I've got these little ant legs coming in,
That's crazy. The audacity in it.
Exactly, the audacity.
So, wow, that's crazy. It's just amazing that people would try to talk you out of doing stuff that would probably be beneficial to you just because they don't have to do it.
Yeah, unless you're experiencing it yourself, like hair loss, you don't really know what it feels like.
No, actually, that's it. That's true.
It's a sharp decline, in confidence. You feel, you start to feel mentally that you don't feel as youthful anymore.
Right.
It's like age is suddenly caught up, but it's caught up so quick, even though you're only in your mid-30s.
Yeah, and to be honest, I've seen some persons that are in their 20s and they look like they're in their 40s or late 30s, and I'm saying like, wow, you do a hair transplant and it knocks about 10 years off of you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen photos of other people that have had their hair done, and the transformation of some of these people, I'm like, yeah, see, that's what I want.
Yeah, I've looked through some of the sites, and it was just amazing to see like you can't. It's like AI, because you're saying this person looks like this now, and it's like, wow.
I think it's like, what do they call it? A glow up. It's like you're going from an average looking person to suddenly, you're actually attractive.
Yeah.
But obviously other things can help: gym, good diet, looking after yourself, dressing well. But that all comes into play once you feel good about yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're not going to look at it. There's going to be other aspects of your life you let dip. And that's kind of me, to be honest.
Fair point. So, but before do you feel like, okay, maybe I should try shaving my head and go with that style and then grow out some beards? Because because some people having a shaved head, and have growing their beards out, it fits them, but some it doesn't. So what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so unfortunately that's the thing. Once that seems to be the only style you can have once you're bald is a beard. Everything else is gone. So yeah, I did try that. I did shave my head off once, and I got told I looked like a Russian. First time I was this was like during the middle of winter. I was very pale. Shaved my head off, and I don't think I feel like I had the right shaped head for it. Okay. To be honest, and I grew out a beard, a little beard, but nah, it wasn't really working for me. And to be honest, I think a lot of my friends agreed.
Fair enough. But did you ever try like consider trying medication or different hairstyles or anything else? Because I mean, with your texture of hair, what I've noticed, you could have a bald spot, but if the hair itself is growing, you can just cover it. Like a person like me, I wouldn't be able to do that. But with you, it's easier. So did you ever think about like?
Yes, well, the style, unfortunately, before I got the transplant, the only style I was going for was the comb over.
Oh,
because
I've seen a lot of lads do that as well.
I couldn't grow the fringe much anymore. It just looked like, streaks just hanging down on my face. So I would have it slicked back slightly, but it was like tiny. And I think in the past I used to do that. I used to have it covering like the bald spot.
Because normally some people, they start thinning in the middle, so and then the front is thick, so you can just slick it back.
I wish that was my case.
Yeah, but do you think if it was growing that way, did you think you would have maybe I'll wait back a while? Or
I mean, yeah, if the front was still thick. Because I personally I don't find the crown a problem. I mean, I've seen photos of stuff from like the back of me, and I noticed a bald spot. But I thought, that's quite common.
Yeah.
And I know it bothers some people, but that didn't really bother me. It's just the front. I just noticed it was getting higher and higher, and then before you know it, it's like up here.